Imagine a 300-pound brick wall covered in coarse, wire-like hair, moving at 30 miles per hour and equipped with 4 self-sharpening steak knives in its mouth. It doesn't feel pain like we do, it doesn't tire easily, and it certainly doesn't know how to back down. When this creature decides to move, everything in its path has 2 choices: get out of the way or get trampled. This isn't a mythological beast or a monster from a horror movie. This is the wild boar, Sus scrofa, an animal that has survived ice ages, outsmarted human hunters for millennia, and is currently staging a global takeover. They are the descendants of a lineage that refused to be domesticated, retaining a primal ferocity that hasn't dimmed in 10,000 years. While we were building cities and domesticating their weaker cousins, they were perfecting the art of survival in the shadows of our progress. They are appearing in city centers, raiding high-end restaurants in Italy, and navigating the subways of Japan. They are not just pests, they are a geopolitical force, causing billions in agricultural damage and standing their ground against the world's most feared apex predators. Today, we're peeling back the layers on this biological marvel to see why the wild boar is truly nature's most underrated and unstoppable living tank. To understand the boar, you have to look at its hardware. Evolution didn't just make them tough, it built them for high-intensity, close-quarters combat. Let's start with the primary weapons, the tusks. Unlike the teeth of most mammals, a boar's tusks are ever-growing and rootless. They consist of 2 pairs, the lower cutters and the upper wetters. They act like a self-maintaining toolkit. Every time a boar opens and closes its mouth, the upper tusks rub against the lower ones, honing them to a literal razor edge. These aren't just for digging. They are lethal daggers designed to puncture thick hide and muscle with a single flick of the head. Because of the way their neck is built, they can deliver these slashes with hundreds of pounds of force behind them. But the boar's true tank status comes from its defensive capabilities. Mature males develop what biologists call a shoulder shield. As the boar reaches maturity, testosterone triggers the growth of a dense layer of specialized cartilaginous tissue situated just under the skin. It can grow to over an inch thick, covering the neck and shoulders like a suit of organic Kevlar. This shield isn't just a byproduct of age, it's a direct evolutionary response to the way boars fight each other. During the rut, males clash in explosive duels. They use their massive neck muscles, which are disproportionately large compared to the rest of their body, to deliver those upward slashes. Without that shield, the first blow would likely end the fight by disembowelment. Furthermore, their skin is incredibly thick and covered in stiff bristles that can deflect glancing blows. Even their skull is a fortress. The frontal bone is thickened to withstand the impact of a head-on collision. Their center of gravity is low. Their power-to-weight ratio is massive, and their momentum is nearly impossible to arrest. Once a boar has committed to a target, its entire skeletal structure is locked into a forward-driving wedge of solid muscle. It's easy to dismiss them as just pigs, but that is a potentially fatal mistake. Wild boars are terrifyingly intelligent, ranking comfortably alongside dogs, dolphins, and even some primates in cognitive testing. They live in complex social units called sounders, which are matriarchal societies led by a battle-hardened dominant female. These sounders operate with a level of coordination that would put some wolf packs to shame. The matriarch chooses the travel routes, the feeding grounds, and the bedding sites. When threatened, the sounder often employs a circle the wagons strategy, placing the piglets in the center while the adults face outward with their tusks ready. They communicate through a complex vocabulary of over 20 different grunts, squeals, and scent marking, allowing them to coordinate movements even in pitch-black darkness or dense brush. Their problem-solving skills are legendary. They have been observed using sticks as tools to excavate nests and manipulating complex latches to open gates. In one famous study, boars were observed taking sandy or dirty fruit to a stream and rinsing it before eating, not just for taste, but showing a clear understanding of cause and effect. They aren't just scavengers, they are engineers of their own environment. Perhaps their most dangerous trait for humans is their memory and spatial learning. If a boar survives an encounter with a trap or a hunter, it doesn't just remember the event, it remembers the context. They can pass this danger knowledge down to the rest of the sounder through social learning. This is why smart traps often fail. The matriarch will stand back at the tree line, evaluate the metallic scent and the strange structure, and lead her family away before a single piglet steps inside. They have even been known to become nocturnal in areas with high human hunting pressure, essentially ghosting the human population and becoming invisible neighbors. Physically, the boar is a powerhouse of versatility. Despite their bulky, front-heavy appearance, they are high-performance athletes. A wild boar can clear a 6-foot fence from a near-standing start, a feat that seems to defy the laws of physics for an animal of its weight. They can maintain a sprint of 30 miles per hour for long distances, making them nearly impossible to outrun on foot. Their range isn't limited by geography either. They are phenomenal buoyant swimmers, known to cross several miles of open ocean to reach new islands or coastal territories. But the most alarming development in recent years is the rise of the super pig. In North America, wild boars have crossbred with escaped domestic pigs, resulting in an animal that has the survival instincts of a wild beast and the massive size of a farm animal. These hybrids can reach weights of 500 to 800 pounds, making them the ultimate biological bulldozer. Because they are true omnivores, their diet is essentially anything with calories. Their sense of smell is so acute, roughly 2,000 times more sensitive than a human's, that they can detect roots and tubers buried 3 feet underground. They have even been trained to find landmines and truffles, showcasing a sensory window into the world that we can't even imagine. But the boar adapts faster than we can innovate. When we use helicopters, they learn to run for the thickest canopy at the first sound of a rotor. When we use night vision, they learn to stay in the deepest shadows. They have even been known to scout traps, sending a lower-ranking member of the sounder to test a food source before the matriarch allows the rest to feed.